Dallas. In several episodes, you mentioned how the people of God were commanded to go out and gather an Omer of manna. You often mentioned that no matter what they do, they will always come back with a perfect Omer. What? Where does this come from?
Okay, I'm going to put out here. I'm not the one who has said that. This was directed about Pastor Scott, actually. It was actually a comment somebody asked a couple of years ago on one of our videos, and they were asking about Pastor Scott's view on this, where it comes from. So this comes from Exodus chapter 16, verses 16 through 18. And it says this: "This is what the Lord has commanded. Gather of it," talking about the manna, "each one of you, as much as he can eat. You shall each take an omer according to the number of the persons that each of you has in his tent." And the people of Israel did so. They gathered some more, some less, but when they measured it with an omer, whoever gathered much had nothing left over, and whoever gathered little had no lack. Each of them gathered as much as they could, as much as he could eat. And the suggestion here, that when you read through it, is that it somehow it becomes a perfect omer.
Right.
That those who gathered too much, it fell out and disappeared.
And when you think about an omer, you kind of want to think about a container and what
Yeah.
they used to gather with. And often in that culture, they would gather it and they would swipe at the top to level it off, and that's how they measured that out. And that was considered an omer. It was a container that they gathered it in. And the idea in the scripture that this omer is enough for one person to prepare what they needed for their daily bread.
Exactly. And those who were like, I don't want to do too much, they had exactly what they needed also. And so that's where that idea, when Pastor Scott talks about, well, again, he's mentioned this several times, about the perfect omer. So that's where that comes from.
Yeah. And it's kind of a picture of God, knowing exactly what we need.
Yeah.
And he's not going to shortchange us. And even though he's a God of abundance, he's not a God of waste.
Yeah.
And so God knows, and he knows what we need, and he's willing to provide that for us.
Exactly.
These things like that are designed to give us insight into God's character and how
Yeah.
he takes care of things.
Absolutely.